Hameen Media Group presents your NXT Next Level Wrestling Review with your host, Big Ray and the Vet. So,
are you ready? We said, are you ready?
good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a late edition of the Next Level Wrestling Review. Oh boy, sorry guys. Big Ray has the tendency to hit the fucking alarm clock and not turn it back on. So I'll fix that. Moving forward, every Monday or every Tuesday morning, Wednesday, whatever the hell this is, today is, I'll put my phone far from me, so I have to actually get up and turn it off. So I apologize for the lateness, but neither here nor there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the pundit of the people, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some Lucha Libre today, and I am not alone. I am here with the best in the world, and also possibly the most patient in the world, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, my co-host, the Vet. Very patient. He's a Rip Rogers guy. That too. The Vet. Very patient. Rip Rogers guy. Ladies and gentlemen, he's been waiting all day. No, just extra 10 minutes. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It shows this patience and everything. Anyway, he's a Rip Rogers guy. It is the Vet, Jamie Williams. Vet, thank you for waiting. And again, I'm sorry. I hate being late. That's my number one fucking thing. I hate being. So.
But you did it anyway?
Yeah, I did it anyway. What are you going to do?
Patiently wait, I guess.
That's it.
Well, you have to have some measure of patience when you review NXT for as many years as we have.
Well, that's a fact.
So,
or review a 4-hour AEW episode.
Oh yeah.
Joke's on you, buddy.
Well, I didn't sit down for 4 hours and watch it.
How did you go about reviewing that?
Well, I would watch a little bit and make my notes, and then I would do other things, and then I would go watch a little bit more, and so on and so on. And by the time Sunday rolled around, I had watched everything.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually way better that way, because if I have to watch Collision, I have to cram 2 hours into a 1 hour lunch break, because that's the only time that I have to watch it. So, do you know, with that, if they stick Collision at the end of Dynamite, yes, it's more at once for the people that are suckers enough to sit and watch all that live. Who does that anymore?
Oh.
But for me, it gives me several days to watch that 4 hours.
Wow. All right. So, do you still feel that you get the gist of the show though? Like, you don't, like, what if you miss something important?
I never miss anything.
Sorry, I'm wiping the coal out of my eye.
After as many times as I've done these recaps, does this sound like I miss anything? Besides the parts where I say I didn't watch this match, but like the formats of what happens, I even break it down.
That's kind of like the like when I watch NXT and they go into a little window and I just go fast forward right through the commercials. Because usually when they come back, they recap something big. What happened? What?
Yeah, that too. Like this week this past week when they did Fyter Fest, Daniel Garcia was in the main event of the very last match of the whole show. And
Ooh.
I have a Daniel Garcia rule, much like the kendo stick rule, where if he's in the main event, I can disavow the match. Yeah.
Can I do that with Kalani Jordan?
Sure, I don't see why not.
Oh my God, that's a fucking game changer, bro.
I think every HMG analyst should have the ability to disavow one person or thing per show that they review.
I'm going to think about it. I'm going to really think about it. Maybe when Kalani Jordan is on my TV, I will never watch again. unless she gets good. So we'll think about it.
Well, how would you know? If you keep skipping it, then you'll never know if she gets good.
That's the beauty.
It's the perfect crime.
We do a team review, so you can be like, Ray, you might want to tune into Kalani Jordan. She's coming with a new gimmick. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't think so. You're like, no, Ray, listen. Seriously, the new pirate gimmick she came out with is awesome. She wears an eye patch and everything, and she has a fucking parrot instead of an iguana.
Because she's short and Japanese and on Monday Night Raw. It's amazing.
Exactly. So we can do that. So why don't we do that? I don't know. All right, let me think about it. Because I feel like I'm cheating my...
Well, I mean, you can replace it, but you can only have one, though. So, like, if you pick Kalani Jordan now, you can do Kalani Jordan. It's too late. You probably already watched her.
I did.
But if, going forward, you can pick Kalani Jordan, and then if you find something you hate even more than that, you could swap it out. But that does mean that you now you can no longer disavow Kalani Jordan. You have to replace her with the new thing.
So it'd be like, God, I really fucking hate Stax Lorenzo.
Yes.
He's way worse. Well, he is. So.
Well, think about it like this. Bad as Kalani Jordan is, still a pretty girl.
Right.
Stax has no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
None. Just a piece of shit. Listen, I'm going to give you guys a heads up. There may be a time during this show where I have to run downstairs because, I mean, my wife's not watching, but I ordered something. It's our anniversary tomorrow, so happy anniversary to my beautiful wife. And I might have to just run really quick downstairs and bring it up, and that's it. So if that happens, I'll be like, the phone rings, I'm going to pick it up. But neither here nor there. It's a delivery, obviously. And I just wanted to thank you guys. Hold on one second. Jesus Christ. Now my son's texting me. Okay. All right. So why don't we do this? I'm all over the place this morning.
I think we should do a flash acknowledgement.
I'm gonna do it.
We acknowledge the one guy, and then
hold on one second.
What the? Huh? Why are we hearing this?
That's my son. You know what? Can you run through the acknowledgments real quick?
Okay.
Shit. Hold on. Aiden, I'm doing my show live. Period. I'm sorry. I'll call you in like 5 minutes.
Well, I was just going to acknowledge the one.
Oh, I got this. Watch this.
It's okay?
Yeah.
It's all right?
Yeah, watch this.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You're going to acknowledge me. You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we look up into the heavens. We see our brother looking down at us being like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you guys 15 minutes late? It is Media M5. Our brother up in heaven, who got the gabagool? He got the gabagool. We got the biggest ass in all of HMG. We have Frank's Pickle Barrel ass, ladies and gentlemen. He is here live. We have the thankful one, Michael Vasquez, who is here with us, and he's thanking us for another upload. What are they testing our lab rat? They're testing alarm clocks, vet. I'm going to stop you right there, waking me up, wiping, and also coal, eye coal stuff. They're testing. Anyway, we have the windiest of all Chris's, Chris Winland, who is here, a.k.a. Chuckles, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. We have the real RVB, or RBV. I always say it backwards, ladies and gentlemen. He eats out. We have the lovely Elizabeth. Yeah, I ain't got no time to freaking do, too many Macho Man things anyway, gimmicks. Yeah. We have the man, the master and ruler of the world, who doesn't give a damn who you are. Zane Vicious is here, ladies and gentlemen. We have the handsome one, the dancer one, the slasher one, the handsome dancer slasher, Dan Heffron. We have Mr.
That was cold-blooded.
He is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Who else is here? As I scroll. We have Big Ray Hernandez, who just woke up at 11:06 a.m. Who else we got here, ladies and gentlemen? We have, I already said the dancer one, the handsome one, the slasher one. I'm still scrolling. Miss Elizabeth, Chris Winland, I already got that. All right. This ain't Texas. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is bigger in Texas, especially his gimmick, apparently. Let me see what we got here. We fast forward. Why do I freaking... Wow, you guys were really deep in the chat already, huh? Sorry. We have 12 Gauge. Matt Schaffer, Gauge. Mr. ESPN himself. He's in the chat. My co-host for yesterday. So if you guys didn't watch the Running That Raw review, check that out. That's pretty fucking fun. What else we have here? We said Lab Rat. Am I missing anybody?
Probably.
I'm scrolling.
Cam Wolfers.
Ah, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. We have the heart and soul of this chat. We have the one and the only, the artist currently known as Gammy Wolfers.
Kevin Marty.
Kevin Marty is here. Let me see where we got him. Okay, I scrolled too fast, and that might be everybody, no?
Well, I was just going to say do a flash acknowledgement and say you've all been acknowledged to make up for lost time, but that was pretty fast, too.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, it is time for one of my favorite times of the show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time not for the one, not for the two, but it is time for the 1, 2.
Is it? We need to ask one of the NXT referees if he can do this. We'll talk about that later. That's a tease, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh, a lot of conversations happening and a lot of missed punches and kicks during this episode of NXT. Like a lot of missed and headbutts, a lot of missed headbutts, a lot of bad camera work. We'll talk about that, but not a terrible show, but, well, I guess we'll be the judge of that. It's time for the 1, the 2, the 3 count. This is the 3 count. With the latest breaking news in pro wrestling, sports, pop culture, and more. Now back to Big Ray and the Vet. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm texting my son real quick to see if everything's okay because he never calls me this time. Let me see. Give me a second. Oh. Hold on. Okay, Pops, period. I'll call you after the show. Love you. Thank you, Pops. He just wanted to call his father to say hello. He does that every once in a while. Like he will just, anyway, he's off for school today. So hold on. Last one. I love you, my son. Okay, we're done. We're done with that kid. All right. A lot of news, a lot of rumors. And remember, I always say every news report is just a rumor, but it's fun talking about. So we'll do that. All right. According to Dave Meltzer, you may have heard of him. She says he mentioned on the Wrestling Observer Radio that CM Punk has been planned to work Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia for months now. That's the story.
What are we supposed to do with this information?
I don't know, maybe yell at CM Punk for being a hypocrite.
Yeah, I guess. I did like how they they give him I think like in storyline they give him an out. Because the way John Cena dangled it in front of him, like, well, if this is what you want, this is what you have to do.
Right. You have to go.
And why would you say that unless you're referencing the fact that he said he would never do that?
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do if you want what you want. Am I
right?
So,
yeah.
But yeah, apparently, I don't know. According to good old Dave Meltzer, it's been going on for Dave planned this. What happened with? And not that it's a big deal, but I heard that Ben and Dave Meltzer were going at it on Twitter, or maybe he was going at Ben Hameen or some shit. What happened there?
I forgot already because it really just goes in one ear and out the other.
So it's just them arguing back and forth about some dumb shit?
I don't even know how back and forth it was. I think maybe he quoted a clip or something from the channel, like a Monday Locker Room clip, and Meltzer quoted it or something, trying to debunk it, whatever was said.
Right.
I forget what the topic was. I forget everything. Somebody in the chat's probably typing it right now, but
it's all good. It's all good. It's just like, I noticed, like, and this is just an opinion based on, what I've seen over the years. Whenever Dave Meltzer is really wrong, that's when he gets upset and goes back at you. So if he no sells you, then more than likely he's pretty on the ball. But if he argues with you, then he probably is wrong and defending himself. Does that make sense? Matt Safford says Kaz put out a clip about Vince rebuying WWE from. Okay. I think I know what's in here. Let me see. Kenny F. and Powers, what's going on, brother? Welcome. You joined us late, but we were late, so you're on time. Good morning. Anywho, who cares? Meltzer also, let's see, maybe he, this time. Meltzer also said most people in the WWE on the top side are in fear of fans hijacking the show in wake of the R-Truth situation.
You mean now?
Now. What?
Oh, no.
Let me just check the date on this. Yep, January. Okay, yeah, June 11th.
January? Oh.
June 11th.
I didn't know he got released back in January.
All right, you know what? Let's move on from this news. Let's see what we got here. We got Fightful Select notes that
they never get it wrong.
Oh, very good. What is it? Very nice, very evil. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
The Iguana Man, or Mr. Iguana, with paint on his face. Oh wait, they both have paint on their face. Oh my God. Could you imagine that tag team? Mr. Iguana and Danhausen with Joe Hendry in their corner.
So what's the news?
Oh, calling the 5 minutes of fame. Anyway, it says Danhausen's current AEW contract expires in July. He's still under fucking contract? Anyway, unless the company extends it due to injury time off. Vet, I got to be honest with you. I thought he was working the indies. He just disappeared into the abyss. Your thoughts on Danhausen?
Not only is he not working the indies, I'm pretty sure he's one of the people that wanted to work indies, and you know how AEW usually let them do that. And then they were saying he couldn't do that, I think, if I remember correctly. So he's no. Hey, look, speaking of CM Punk, who we started the show with the story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Danhausen is a known friend of CM Punk, so do the math.
What are the chances that Danhausen would end up in the WWE, though? Well, I mean, you know what?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look why he's not being used.
Right. I mean, I can see WWE selling small jars of teeth, fake teeth, Danhausen teeth.
Yeah.
That might happen. I'm just shocked, bro, that they I really believe that he was no longer under contract because he's been off of TV for so long. And you guys, I don't watch AEW at all. I literally follow AEW solely when I listen to the wreckage. I know what's happening because I listen to the wreckage every week, and you should too. Check it out, Jimmy T and the bed. All right, let me see what else it says here. This is a continuation of the story. They also say, I guess the people that are giving the story, that he was welcomed back during his return at Final Battle, and the expectation was that he would be worked back into storylines. Oh wait, so apparently, but the communication dried up after the show.
So that would be a Ring of Honor thing, which I've not been keeping up with.
Yeah. Oh, that's what happens when you get yourself over. Anyway, an angle from a Battleground Championship Wrestling event last month is in the news again. Hold on. For Jinder Mahal, now working as Raj Desi. Anyway, walking out of a match and his opponent. M.A. Masada, claiming that that was his opponent, claiming that he had a list of restrictions ahead of the match. However, Fightful notes. The source close to, let's just call him Jinder, are calling the entire thing a work. I didn't hear anything about, what the fuck is this? Huh? The fuck?
Can I just...
Yes, you can. Please do. I don't know what it is, but just do it.
I'm so fucking tired of all these people and their fucking works and their shoots and all this stuff. Listen, I have not heard of your promotion, sir.
Yeah.
What is Battleground Championship Wrestling? Is that a wrestling promotion where you sit and play that shitty WWE video game Battleground where they all look like little toys? Is that the promotion? Because that would probably be better than your promotion. Who would care if you're working an angle where he walked out of a promotion no one's ever heard of? How is that going to draw anybody any money? If you're working people, that means they believe what you're doing. If they believe what you're doing, they just heard that somebody walked out of your promotion. How is that good for you?
It's not. It's really not.
Also, who would ask somebody to pay money to see this guy?
No one.
It was bad enough when he was just part of the show and you bought a ticket to a WWE event, you had to sit through his portion of the show. Now you want to actually put him on as if he's an attraction that's going to get people to buy tickets? Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ, what is going on in this world?
I don't understand how that works. Don't you want the wrestlers to wrestle on your show?
I would imagine. And that's exactly why I wouldn't bring that guy in. I don't need to see somebody sit in a chin lock for 20 minutes.
There were a couple of chin locks today on NXT.
Yeah.
A couple of
JC had that reptilian chin lock. That's another tease.
This is impressive tongue. Very, very good at the tongue action, apparently. It's really not any news. We might have to sift through the wreckage early today. Get your sifting gloves, folks. I just wanted a quick thought, and I don't know if you didn't get a chance to speak about this, and I know this is Monday Night Raw, but I wanted to know your thoughts regarding that moment and how I thought it was a powerful moment in professional wrestling when R-Truth cut his own hair off. Something so simple, but something I believe that might have been the most powerful scene I've seen in quite some time. Why do you think I think it was powerful? Or do you agree that it was powerful? Do you think it was silly? I thought it was something wow, holy shit. He cut off his own hair. I don't know. Just what did you think of that moment when you saw it for the first time?
I heard about it after the fact. I didn't really. I think I had Raw playing on the side, so I was listening to his promo, but I wasn't watching what he was doing, so I didn't know he cut his hair off until I heard about it later. So I guess I'm the wrong person to ask.
Shit. Okay. Well then. It's pretty quick, but this might be a wreck.
Also, by the way, don't clip that promo I just cut for the channel because everybody else likes Jinder Mahal that we're affiliated with. I'm the only one that buries him on a regular basis because I have taste. So don't worry about it.
Ouch. I just want to give a quick shout out to, listen, if you're a reindeer in the forest, sexy little girl reindeer, and you think you got it like that, just know that man deer is out there waiting for you. He will show you what a real man deer is all about. So there's not a ton of news, and usually as this goes along, we're gonna be done with the show. We'll be signing off, and then fucking Vince McMahon will buy back. He'll buy AEW, and then we'll really have some news to talk about. But we won't be able to. Just really quickly, just a little side note here. NWA apparently strikes a deal with Roku, and will compete with this WWE show. Let me see what it says here. It says, over the last decade, the National Wrestling Alliance, okay, we already know all that. So Roku, let me see, full episodes. Okay, so full episodes of the NWA will air in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, with the latter two countries, the latter two countries airing NWA on the Roku channel starting Tuesdays, June 29th. Oh, so they're going to be competing at 8 p.m. with NXT. How do you think that's going to go, Vet?
I love it. I love this plan.
Are we going to be doing a NXT / NWA review show now moving forward? We'll take our show to the next level. We are not.
As long as that Gimp guy is still there, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, which is a real shame because, I have friends that work there.
Yeah. Well,
I have more friends that work at NWA than any other single promotion. And that's one of the ones I don't watch because not only am I protesting it, but I just don't have time, really. Where am I going to... I just told you how I have to watch Collision. When am I going to have time to fit in NWA Power? And furthermore, the Roku channel. All right, great.
What's that?
Everybody raise your hands that ever watches the Roku channel. Please, in the chat, put a hand up. Kind of like how you put the ones up. Put a hand up if and I'm serious. I want to see how many of you guys actually do.
Well,
if you could do that, please, I'd appreciate it.
we do have a super chat here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll round up to $5. A $5 super chat by the one and the only Scott Woodford, the sexiest man in all of HMG. He says, breaking news. I was on stage with the band Green Jelly the whole show last night. Green Jelly. So what is this? Is this like a mint flavored jelly? Or would this be like a lime flavored jelly? What kind of jelly is green jelly? Or is it just some moldy shit that just sat out there on the counter too long and changed colors? Vet, what is green jelly?
They're like a heavy metal band, I think.
Scotty, did you put up any pictures and shit? I would like to see that.
He did put up a couple on X if you want to look at those.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So big shout out to our brother from another mother, Mr. Yowie Wowie, the sexiest man in all of HMG, Scott Woodford, who was on stage with green jelly. Very fucking cool. Thank you for the super chat, brother. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you guys ever taking not only money out of your pocket, but time out of your day to hang out with us here, ladies and gentlemen. So that is a sincere thank you to all of us. You know what would be fun? As like if we have like a short news story, we can always read the results. Not review it, but just read the results. Like, because I'm like looking at some of these results from the NWA gimmick here and National Wrestling Alliance, and their names here that I've never seen, like Gustavo, I don't know who that is, versus Max Abel, Carson Drake. Oh, I know that guy, Carson Drake, Dalton McKenzie, and Zuka King. You know those guys, Fett?
I don't know those ones.
How about Bullwhip Ballard or Austin Everence?
I don't know, but they sound like up-and-comers.
Yeah. So, hey, we could do that. I'll keep that one in the back pocket, Vet. Vet, is there anything else? Any stories? Anything we can just chat about? It could be in the gaming world. I know you're a big video game streamer. You can go to Opinion Haver on twitch.tv, and I just wanted your thoughts on the new Nintendo Switch 2. You made it clear that you are not the type of person to take your gaming on the go. And I bought that. You know what's funny, Vet? I realized as an adult, right? Gaming on the go is not for me. I bought the Backbone. I used it for a very brief time, and I never used it again.
I would like to say, you not only did you buy the Backbone, you basically did a short infomercial here for the Backbone.
I did, and you mentioned that, but I thought it was cool. It was innovative. But so the Switch 2 does look kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? All it can do, but I'm hearing that Microsoft is teaming up with what's the computer with the R? Rogue? Not Rogue. What's the big gaming computer?
Razer?
No. I think it's Rogue.
ROG?
I think so. They're
that's
teaming
Asus.
up.
Asus makes that.
So they're teaming up with Asus for an Xbox dedicated handheld, and the controller is actually feels like you're holding a full-size Xbox controller in your hand. It's a little bigger than the Nintendo Switch. It looks kind of badass, and apparently it's going to have a lot. They're saying it may be the Switch killer because it's going to be running at 4K at 60 hertz per second.
Switch killer.
I don't know, brother. I just...
Dude. All right, look. Can I just... first of all,
game.
I will just advise anyone...
Mm-hmm.
And it's never too late to stop, but it's sadder the longer you've done it. And Ray, you even are probably going to understand what I'm saying as of recent events.
Go for it.
There's never been a better time to stop investing in Xbox stuff. Just absolutely cut Microsoft out of your life, unless you're talking about using Windows on your PC or something. But as far as like their console gaming products with the Xbox brand, just drop it. I'm just telling you now. If you can turn in all your stuff,
but I gotta run
give it all up.
Now's
the time with the package.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
So, just drop it now, and move on. Just whatever you pick. It could be Sony. It could be Nintendo. You just go strictly PC with Steam. All that stuff. Just stop giving Microsoft any money. Because they're eventually just going to quit. They're going to quit on you, so you should quit on them first. It's going to happen. I don't know when. I don't know how long they're going to keep up this charade, but it's going to happen. So that's my advice. Now, as for the Nintendo Switch 2, you're basically at this point, don't look at it as you're buying a Switch 2. You have to pay $500 to play Mario Kart World. That's more like what it is now. If you're not willing to do that, then maybe you can hold off and get maybe during holiday time, they'll have some bundles that could save you even more money if you're interested. And by then, maybe some more games will come out that you can add to your library. But as for games that you can only play on the Nintendo Switch 2 and nowhere else, I think it's pretty much Mario Kart. So you're basically paying $500 for one game is how the math shakes out. So I wouldn't recommend necessarily now be the time to jump on board. But yeah, that's what I have for that. And as I'm looking at some of the questions, like we got Frank saying, "Bet are gamers the most easily manipulated group?" Not really. A lot of them are very independent thinkers to the other degree. Like they will reject a lot of things. Their fanboyism sometimes is easy to manipulate, but then that also turns them against the other groups. What's up, Ray?
Nothing. I got my my gift from my wife. Well, actually, the gift and flowers. I had to run downstairs, and I came back up. We got a $5 super chat from.
That was cold-blooded.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Cold-Blooded. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. What were you just talking about, my friend? And just give a shout out to Cold-Blooded, please. Say how much.
Oh yeah, Cold-Blooded, man. Well, I've been trying to get him off Xbox for months now, and he just stupidly keeps investing in it. But he'll learn. Eventually.
I just really like the Xbox. Like I like.
Fuck him, Ray.
But what am I gonna do with this thing? I got two of them.
Sell it.
Do you think I should? You really think I should switch over to PlayStation, or just gaming, or just maybe just a gaming PC?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, so the only things that Xbox has, you could buy on Steam.
Right.
That Indiana Jones game, they even put that on PlayStation just recently. But when it first came out, right, I just bought it on Steam because I don't have an Xbox. Any game, or there was a game called South of Midnight. It was Xbox exclusive. I bought it on Steam because it's not really Xbox exclusive if you have a PC or if you're willing to wait. Like, if you're willing to wait, it might come. They're about to put Gears of War on PlayStation. Whoever thought that would have came. Now, does that sound like a move of a company that you feel confident in supporting their hardware for the future? I'm pretty sure they're going to abandon making hardware like Sega does. I think the only reason they haven't done it now is because they have bottomless funds and they're stubborn. But if they just focused on just making the actual, funding the actual development of games, right, then you could just see all those things. They wasted a ton of money buying Activision and Blizzard. They wasted a ton of money buying Bethesda for all these things. It's like they're trying to get people to buy Xbox because of their exclusive titles. And I don't think that many people are going to do it. Not enough to turn their fortunes around in that regard.
You know what sold me on Xbox when I did get it back in the day? Because it was between that and the PS5. Number one, it was a little easier to get at the time. That's number one. The Xbox Series S is what got me back into gaming because I wasn't gaming at all till about 2020 during the pandemic. So towards the end of the pandemic, let me see, around 2021 is when I got my Xbox Series S. That's what kind of pulled me in. And I love the idea of Game Pass. But now I remember I did get Aiden PS5, and I hated the PS5 Plus thing. They gave you no games. It was bullshit. But now I'm noticing that they've kind of stepped up their game when it comes to games, like, what games they offer, so on and so forth. I do really want to play Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. And I can't do it on Xbox. And you're right. I do notice that. And again, we will be reviewing NXT, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah, we have to assure you in case you're leaving.
Yeah.
Because I know this is way less interesting than NXT for some reason.
Well, this is, I like talking video games. But I did notice that Xbox is like, I'm like, wait a second. Why do I have a fucking Xbox if they're just going to have their games on PS,
Right.
on PS5?
Essentially, you have an air purifier.
Listen, it's a powerful, beautiful system. It's awesome. I love it. I love the Xbox. I love the ergonomics of the controller, even though I got to admit, when I hold that PlayStation 5 controller and I pull the trigger and I could feel like a little bit of resistance and shit like that, that is cool. You cannot do that on an Xbox. Little things.
I didn't know that. I thought they would do that too.
No, they didn't do that. But,
hey, I mean, yeah, so the Game Pass thing, I know that's what they were trying to sell, their systems with, right?
oh my, watch, it's see-through. Ooh. Because the back is green.
Ghost Xbox.
Anyway, as you were saying.
Well, you could keep, like, if you move to PC, like a gaming PC, you can keep all those and you could use those on your computer. But, like, think about the Game Pass, right? It's like, okay, it sounds good in theory. You're like, I would play all these games, which is great if you're some kid who doesn't, can finish their homework while they're still at school and come home and just do nothing all day. But for grown adults, who has time to play all these games? You're still only going to play the games you want, and those games are probably worth buying. You would want to buy them and support the people that made them so they'll make another one. So having a Game Pass with a ton of games that you never intend on playing would be like going to the buffet and getting like, a small salad and throwing a few garbanzo beans and just ignoring all the steak and shrimp and everything else that's there because it's like
steak and shrimp. That's so good.
Yeah, but you're still paying that buffet price to get in the door. That's what Game Pass is. If you don't eat your fill, it's not worth it. So
it's so funny. Colin says that physical. First I have to say,
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay. Gay.
And I did get this is the Galaxy Edition Xbox. It has like stars on it and stuff like that. But anyway, he did say that physical media is dying. And the funny thing is that so MLB The Show. One of the main reasons that I got the Xbox Vet was because I love the fact that it was on Game Pass for free. And Scotty Woodford with another
Yeet.
And him being, and I'll give you a
Yes, boy.
for another $2 super chat. And I want to put it, he says, Xbox Game Pass save money. I play games. But here's the thing.
that's good.
That's good. But now what's happening is that I'm noticing that the games, they're giving some pretty good games and stuff. And I do enjoy it. But they're doing the same shit now on PlayStation. Like they're giving you really good games on PlayStation, including Xbox talks about backwards compatibility, right? Well, I learned the hard way that you can't just buy, because I bought MLB The Show 2011, right? I wanted to play that old game. Oh, I'm sorry, 2009. I thought I can just put the disc in and play it physically on my Xbox, but you can't. There's only certain games you can do that on, and then so that doesn't really help me. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that turned me off. It's starting to turn me off, to be honest with you. Also, MLB The Show. There it is. MLB The Show came out every year for free or as a part of the Xbox Game Pass, and now you have to pay for it. Now you can't. It's not on Xbox Game Pass. So now I found myself buying MLB The Show, but I had to buy a hard copy, even though digital media is dying, because digital media never goes on sale, or it goes on sale only maybe once a year, maybe twice.
It does quite often if you're paying attention.
But
for sports games, you generally want those right away because
Right.
you want to play them soon.
So I got mine on Amazon, where Amazon holds deals all the time, and I got it at almost half the price. I don't know, man. I'm invested here. Like I'm probably gonna have this Xbox for another. Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, we have. I'll just throw this out there.
Boobies.
We have Kevin Motti, who likes some boobies. He says, "I have to go." No, don't go. He says you have to go, but I just wanted to show my appreciation to Ray the vet and all here at HMG Peace. I'm sure he's got some business to do with the family.
Yeah,
Eh?
forget about it.
Kevin, we freaking love you. We appreciate you. Watch the replay if you can, brother. We'll leave it up here for a little while. We love you, man. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, man. So I don't know, vet. I guess my next gen system will end up probably being a PlayStation 6 or whatever the hell. When, are they saying anything regarding when they think that may come? Because they're talking about next gen systems and all right, the PlayStation Pro. I don't know if I can need that. My Xbox is powerful enough.
It'll be here when it gets here.
Any word on when the next gen? When is the next gen period coming out?
I don't know.
They
don't all get together and agree like this will be the next generation.
But with what we have, am I good for the next 3, 4, 5 years? You think?
Sure.
Okay.
In many ways, the PlayStation 5 doesn't even exist. It's kind of like a PlayStation 4.5, and then there's a like with the PS5 Pro, that's like a PS 4.75. Because it's really like a lot of the same. It's just over. It's like the infrastructure's souped up. And Liz has put a super sticker of a number 1. It's a fox painting the words number 1 on a piece of paper.
Well, let me see. What do we got for her? You know what? I haven't thrown this up there. So Elizabeth.
Did somebody say Andre Chase? No. No one said that.
But the lovely Elizabeth didn't say Andre Chase, no. But she did give us a $5 super sticker. Yeah. Thank you, Liz. We appreciate you. Is that for Kevin Motti leaving? Because we were sad? So you want to make us happy again? Kevin, are you still there? Kevin? Thank you, Liz. We love and sincerely appreciate you as being the queen of HMG. She's the queen, right? There is no other.
Yeah, she's the only one. She's a solo artist here.
Yeah, get your girlfriends, your wives, your sisters, your cousins. We need some more female. We need some more females in the chat. But even if 25 females, even if 2,500 females came in, Elizabeth is the queen of the ring here.
Mm-hmm.
And you will acknowledge her.
That's right.
Once in the chat. Go ahead, Vet.
So just to sum up the video game talk, your questions, Ray. Number 1, don't invest in Microsoft. Number 2, the Switch 2 is basically, don't look at it as a Switch 2. It's basically a $500 Mario Kart game.
Yep. Well,
at this point in time, at this current point in time.
At this point in time. Well, Vet, looks like there's no more pro wrestling news. That was fun video game talk. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about in the chat, during the introduction to the show, you can always throw it out there, guys. And, especially, if you give us a $5 super sticker, $2 super sticker, $1 super sticker, a 50-cent super sticker, just a super sticker in general, just know that we really greatly and humbly appreciate it, man. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's time to walk because it's time. Oh, no, wait.
We could go back in time. Did anything happen in the news back in time?
Oh, well, let me tell you something, brother. I don't know if I have the keys. Where'd you put the keys the last time we used it? It's okay. I have an app.
Yeah, I don't.
I have an app.
I
have an app. Okay, yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back, way back to this day in professional wrestling history.
Will you stop? What you gonna do? Boobies.
What's your name, fella?
Triple H.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Alrighty then. Ladies and gentlemen, this is June 11th. We are going way back in time. We're going back to 1870 something? What? Who? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the year 1879 in Boston, Massachusetts. Henry M. Duffer defeated James Owens to win the American Collar and Elbow title, Vet. Vet, your thoughts on this epic WrestleMania-like main event in 1879. What the fuck was happening in 1879 in Boston, Massachusetts?
This right here, apparently.
Holy shit.
It was probably the talk of the town. Talk of the town.
Yeah, a wicked awesome match. It was a wicked pisser. Holy shit. We got Hendry and Dufa versus James Owens in a collar to elbow title.
I wonder if Al Snow knows about this.
He might.
He should feature these things on his clothing.
He really might, to be honest with you. It's quite an enduring quality. Let's fast forward because nothing happened for several hundred years. Let's go to 1993 at Smoky Mountain Wrestling in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Right. 120 years later, something finally happened on June 11th.
Well, in the whitest match of all time, Tracy Smothers defeated the Dirty White Boy to win the vacant SMW Heavyweight Championship of the world. Your thoughts on Dirty White Boy?
Well, you might know him as Dirty White Boy. You might know him as TL Hopper.
Yes. The Hopper Man. I don't know. Did they call him that?
Yeah, I guess he was, I guess he was pretty good, but I didn't watch Smoky Mountain Wrestling, so I only know him as TL Hopper, and they didn't really give TL Hopper a chance to do a lot of stuff. So I don't really know how good he was, but apparently he was pretty good. I also remember seeing somebody telling me he was like they saw him on one of those like afternoon court shows for some reason. Is this famous?
There have been a couple of professional wrestlers that have been on court shows. Shocker. Fun fact, Ben Hameen was defeated by Tracy Smothers in the dance-off. That's also a fact. You can Google that and look that up on YouTube. Let's fast forward to 1998 IWA MS in Louisville, Kentucky. Mike Sensation defeated both Blaze and Harry Palmer. Get it? Harry Palmer. In a three-way match to become the IWA MS Light Heavyweight Champion. Let's fast forward to the I know you're a big fan of Harry Palmer.
Yeah, I was going to say, did this promotion bring in Jinder Mahal and have him do a worked walkout?
Oh no, hold on. This air conditioner is very strong. I got to turn this shit up a little bit. My nipples are piercing. How about the year 2000? Were you around back then?
No.
Great American Bash was held in Baltimore, Maryland, in front of 7,031 fans. Does that sound familiar to you? Current day wrestling? What happened to this company about a year later?
They got a little bit bought.
Let's see who was on the card. Let's see how did this company go out of business? Well, Lieutenant Loco. Do you remember that name?
That was Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Yeah. Guess who he defeated?
I didn't know he ever won any matches, so this is going to be a good surprise.
Not only did he win a match, but he defended his WCW Cruiserweight Championship after interference from Corporal Cajun. That one might have been Lash LaRue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beat Disco Inferno.
Really?
Yeah. Well, how about Chronic? You like Chronic, right? Brian Adams and Brian Clark. They defeated, the Mama Lukes, Big Vito, and Johnny the Bull, making Chronic the number one contenders for the WCW Tag Team Championship. Chronic was a tag team that I thought was going to go over so well in the WWE, and it just never worked. Is it because they couldn't wrestle?
Well, this is what I never understood about Chronic. At the point in those guys' careers where they were Chronic, we're talking about Brian Adams and Brian Clark.
Yeah.
Okay. They had the most experience they'd ever had, and they were in the best shape they'd ever been in. And why were they the worst that they'd ever been ever? Like, you're not supposed to get worse as you get older unless you're like physically hobbled, but they weren't. So like, I don't know why it didn't work, and not only that, what is What is Frank asking for $5? Is this Wrestling with Rip Rogers? Ask for Rogers live? Is that what this is? Do you remember Beefcake being Fury face on Superstars during matches?
Fury face?
No.
What the fuck is that?
You can re-edit your question for free, Frank. You don't have to spend another $5. Can you ask that right in English?
What does that mean, though? No, seriously.
Brutus Beefcake, I understand. Superstars as a TV show, or
furry
or
face?
maybe he just means wrestlers. I don't know.
That's weird.
The white fur.
I got Tyson Fury.
Was it the? Well, he was the booty man. Was that?
He was the Zodiac.
It's the Zodiac. That was like stripe. Didn't he have stripe, like zebra stripes during the Zodiac thing, or was that a different gimmick?
No. It's the Zodiac. Yeah, because he looked like a fucking zebra.
Oh no. Oh wait. No, he's talking about. Yeah, no, I know what he's talking about. There was this weird, very very brief period in the WWF where he would like run in, and he was like he just had like a mask on, that
was Naked Midian.
No, before that.
Oh.
Also, he wasn't naked.
Oh. I'm just
I don't look. I actually heard about that years later. I didn't know that because if you'd never watched those episodes, then if you weren't there to see those episodes, they were lost to time until like the YouTube era came out. Because how else were you ever going to see them?
Get me multiple monikers and too many gimmicks, Jones pal. Todd Bradley.
Yeah, no. So to answer your question, no, I don't remember that, but I've heard about it. It's legendary. Just like I never saw that. What was the magician guy, Fantasio or something? I never actually saw that. I only heard about him later.
Brother, I saw that match live when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, we talked about him. And I don't know.
Well, Frank, thank you.
Oh, they just put up on the vault, he says. Yeah, that WWE Vault channel is gold, because now that Vince is out of the way, they don't give a fuck. They will just put anything up there that makes the company look bad. So I love that.
Fun fact, did you know Abe Knuckleball Schwartz was the Intercontinental Championship for 2 hours?
No, but I never even seen him once, except in pictures. Like I never saw him on a television show before. I just heard about him.
Abe Knuckleball
That's another
Schwartz?
one of those ones.
Really?
Yeah. Like the 5 episodes he showed up on, I missed him.
Who really thought the Goon would get over? Like that's an honest question.
Nobody thought they would get over. They wanted character jobbers. That's why they had the Goon. That's why they had TL Hopper. That's why they had Alex the Pug Porto. They put Jim Neidhart in the hood and called him Who. Tracy Smothers was Freddie Joe Floyd. Like they just wanted jobbers, but like with a little bit of something.
Jazz hands.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that idea. I don't know why. See, but you know, when people think about those gimmicks, they're acting like they brought those guys in like they were going to get a push. That's not why they were brought in. So it's not like I don't know. I get it what they wanted to do, but for some reason people focus on it like they were supposed to come in and all be like pushed guys, which they weren't.
I could see Mr. Iguana around that time.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that doesn't look any different than that stuff they were doing back then, the mid 90s, early 90s. Now, what were we just talking about? This latest news item before I got interrupted? Chronic. I was in the middle of talking about Chronic. So not only everything else I already said about them, but because these guys worked in the WWF before, like Undertaker was friends with these guys, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like he was at least friends with Brian Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Brian Adams for sure. Crush.
Yeah, him too.
Yeah, they were friends with, I don't know how close he was with Brian Clark, but Brian Clark was Atom Bomb. I don't think he pissed anybody off when he was there.
Nice guy. Apparently.
Yeah, it's like, so none of it really made sense.
Any follow up on that Duke the Dumpster Drosy thing? Didn't he go to jail or something?
I think he got caught with some. I don't even want to say what he got caught with on the air. I don't even want to say the words on the air. let's just say
Not child corn.
he has some, huh?
Not child corn.
You said that. I ain't saying it.
No.
I'm not going to say those words. I'm never going to say those words on the air.
No. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Well, shit.
Ray said it. Then you shouldn't have said it. Hit the button.
Corn. Then you should have said it.
Not that either. Don't get caught with that either.
Mike Awesome defeated Diamond Dallas Page in an ambulance match. G.I. Bro, you may have heard of him. Booker T defeated Sean Stasiak in a boot camp match. Last man standing, basically. The franchise Shane Douglas defeated The Wall in a best of five tables match. A best of 5 tables.
3
match,
wasn't
right?
good enough. You had to do best of 5.
You got to go through 3 tables to lose the match.
That means you could,
Ooh, this is.
Or was it a first of 5?
Nope. The best of. Check this out, vet. Check this match out. This is Scott Steiner defeated Rick Steiner and Tank Abbott in a handicap asylum match.
No.
Yeah. It happened. How about this?
Scott Steiner ain't beating either one of those guys in a shoot.
Do you remember when they gave Billy Kidman the big push, and but then he still lost to Hulk Hogan for the WCW Championship?
Yeah,
because Horace Hogan was the special guest referee. Do you remember all this? I remember this.
Sort of. I remember the Kidman and Hogan. I forgot about the Horace part, but.
Horace Hogan. Ric Flair defeated David Flair. My God, this is just a terrible pay-per-view. Following interference from the late Reed Flair. It's a little kid, right? That he ended up committing suicide, unfortunately. And Ashley Flair, also known as,
the sad sex doll.
Yes, the sad sex doll Charlotte Flair. That has just makeup streaming down her. Anyway, had Ric Flair lost, he would have been forced to retire. Well, we all know that didn't happen. Hey, Vampiro.
We still need to force him to retire.
Yeah, no shit. Vampiro defeated Sting in a Human Torch. What? A Human Torch match where the aim was to set your opponent on fire. So apparently, Vampiro lit Sting on fire.
Also known as an Inferno match, I guess you just don't need the ropes to be on fire. You can just do it with a Bic lighter.
I got this one. How about this one? Jeff Jarrett defeated Kevin Nash to retain the WCW Heavyweight Championship with Ernest the Cat Miller as a special guest referee. No?
Yeah, there was no violence in that match, let me tell you.
Well, this now is post WCW being bought by WWE, and of course we got the NWA TNA weekly pay-per-view tapings in Nashville, Tennessee. AJ Styles defeated Jeff Jarrett and Raven in a 3-way match to win the NWA Championship. I remember this match, fucking awesome match. This was, if you want to see some good TNA that's bad, go back to 2003. So good it's bad, so bad it's good. Elix Skipper, forgotten but never forgotten. Like, he was so fucking good. Enjoyed him very much. I'm not going to talk about no Jim Moores here. I don't know what the hell that is. Multiple titles. I'm not going to talk about that. All right, let's go to CZW. So let's go to 2005. Violent by Design. Synthesized Euphoria Mike Quackenbush. What the fuck? Was in a 3-way against B-Boy and Sabian. All right, let me fast forward this shit.
Yeah, why'd you even?
I don't know. Okay, so this is the big one here. I remember this because I remember my ex-wife and I going to a friend's house to watch this pay-per-view, and this was WCW presented One Night Stand in the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York, in front of 2,460 fans. Wow, it's like AEW Dynamite this week. I want to run through the card because this is kind of like a memorable thing. And
you said this was 06 or was this the first one?
06.
So it's the second one.
Is this the second one?
Or is it the first one?
Let me see. It says no. This is the first one. It says the first official revival of ECW since the bankruptcy in 2001.
Okay.
So we got Taz defeating Jerry Lawler in about 35 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. We have Kurt Angle defeating Randy Orton by submission with the ankle lock.
Weird.
We have the FBI, Lou Guido and Tony Mamaluke defeating Tajiri and Super Crazy, with Guido getting the pin on Tajiri.
Classic ECW.
We have Rey Mysterio. He fought Sabu, rest in peace, to a no contest. A no contest in an Extreme Rules match for the heavyweight championship. How did that happen? I don't remember that.
Shitty booking.
Hold on, I'm reading this. Sabu DDT'd Mysterio through a table, injuring both men, and the ringside doctors called an end to the match.
Yeah. In ECW.
Mick Foley, Edge, and Lita defeated Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, and Beulah McGillicuddy in an intergender Extreme Rules tag team match. Edge hit McGillicuddy with a spear and then proceeded to put his penis inside of her.
That's right. He did a sexual pin with him humping on the counts, on the refs' counts.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Balls Mahoney defeated Masato Tanaka.
Yeah.
And in the main event of the evening, if John Cena wins, we riot like in LA, ladies and gentlemen. It is Rob Van Dam versus John Cena in the Extreme Rules match. I don't have to tell you who won because we all know Rob Van Dam won. And of course, Paul Heyman will count the pin. To this day, I wonder, what the fuck? How did Paul Heyman get to count the pin? Is he an official? Does he have a referee's license? How does this work, Vet?
I mean, you know, it's Paul Heyman, it's ECW. I guess there's some sort of authority there, something. I don't know. Are you sure this wasn't the second one?
No, this is the first one.
Because the first one had like Lance Storm versus somebody like Chris Jericho at the beginning of it or whatever. I'm quite positive this is the second one.
But we have a
This website's been known to make mistakes, by the way.
You're probably right. I honestly would trust you off of memory, off of what I read here. But do you remember 2007, an episode of Monday Night Raw aired called Mr. McMahon Appreciation Night when Bobby Lashley was trying to make him happy. And then this is the one where he gets inside the limo and it exploded. I can't believe that people actually thought this shit was real. Because people thought this was real. People call the police, the FBI. They really thought you know, right, Vet? You know this. People thought this really fucking happened.
Yeah.
Did you think it happened when it happened?
Of course not.
Oh. 2009, an FCW taping in Tampa, Florida, Tyler Rex, you may have heard of her, defeated Drew McIntyre to win the FCW Florida Heavyweight Championship. You may know him now as her.
Gabby Tough.
Gabby Tough. You know what's crazy? I actually think he looks like such a sweetheart. He looks like a nice... I can't pinpoint it. Like, you know,
He's a humongous sweetheart. Yeah, so as Zay Vicious clarified, it was the second One Night Stand, but it was the first under the WWE relaunch.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
It was the first One Night Stand that got ECW to relaunch in the first place. And then this was the 1-year anniversary of that. So...
Thank you, my friend. Let's go to an OVW taping in 2014. It says in Louisville, Kentucky, obviously, we have Adam Revolver. You may have heard of him. Versus, I don't know this name. Maybe I do. Melvin Maximus. He defeated him by submission to retain the OVW TV champ. No, I don't know me.
Nope.
I'm gonna fast forward some of this. There's a lot of shit that happened. All right, let's go to Japan. We're almost done here. 2017. I skipped some other shit because it's like some shitty indie shit with names we don't know. Day one of All Japan Pro Wrestling Dynamite Series. Did you watch that, Vet, back in
No.
2017? Okay. Was held in Tokyo, Japan. The Bodyguard and, yes, Zeus defeated Kai and Kengo Mashimo. Do you know who that is?
I don't think so.
No, I don't know who it is either. To become the All Japan Pro Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship tag team guys. Hey, in 2017, were you watching New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Maybe.
Oh, it's Osaka, Japan. Various title changes here, Vet. We got the Young Bucks. You may have heard of them. Nick and Matt winning the IWGP Junior.
Was this Dominion?
I just said that. Yeah, it's Dominion.
Oh, sorry.
In Osaka, Japan. Hey. They won the Junior Tag Team Championships from Beretta and Rocky Romero. Huh?
Terrible. They're still a tag team on AEW now. Just retire. Just retire.
How about Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa defeating Hansen and Raymond Rowe for the Tag Team Championship? You remember that?
Oh, the Fat Vikings, yeah.
Is that what they are?
That was War Machine.
That's War Machine? Oh. Hey, I got a name for you. How about Kushida defeating Himuro Takahashi for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship? Anything to say about this match?
It was probably fine.
I got one here. Hiroshi Tanahashi becoming the IWGP Intercontinental Championship after pinning Tetsuya Naito. That had to be an awesome match.
It was probably pretty good, yeah. If I remember correctly.
Was it the right eye? It's probably the wrong eye, right? Anyway, and in the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, we have some guy named by the name of Kazuchika Okada. He retained the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Kenny Omega. When they fought to a 60 time limit draw, Dave Meltzer rated this match a 6.25 out of 5 stars, making it, at the time, the greatest professional wrestling match in history. Vet.
No disputing that.
No disputing that.
It's right there in the stars.
Vet, do you agree with Dave Meltzer's 6.25?
Well, I never agree with going over your rating limit, but I see his point. It was a very good match. The thing that people have to understand is one of the reasons that I think Okada doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, even though he gets a lot of credit. You're like, what do you mean, Vet? People say he's great all the time. Well, he's still greater than you think. Because before the matches he had with Kenny, no one was talking about Kenny. Kenny was a joke wrestler. He was barely above a Toru Yano when he was doing that cleaner gimmick.
Don't you dare besmirch the name of the great Toru
Yeah,
Yano.
I'm not besmirching it, but that is the gimmick, right? It was a comedy gimmick. So basically what I'm saying is when people started talking about Omega as being one of the best, and hello, Mike Martin.
What's up, Mike?
When they're talking about Kenny Omega being one of the best, it's because Okada literally put him on the map with these matches. I'm not saying Kenny didn't carry his weight and do great in the matches. I'm not saying that. But nobody was talking about Kenny Omega. Before these matches, before the Okada trilogy or whatever you want to call it, Kenny Omega was known as the guy who wrestled a blow-up doll and who did Street Fighter moves in pro wrestling matches. That's what he was known for. That's how I heard of him. I saw viral videos of him doing like Hadouken like to a guy in the ring, like it was, like he was really shooting a fireball, and him doing like, spinning pile drivers to a blow-up doll. That's what I knew him from. The next time I heard of this guy was from these matches. So that's a testament to Okada, not Omega.
Interesting.
In my opinion.
In your opinion. Your opinion is valid, Vet. I just want you to know that. Your opinion is always valid because it's the opinion of the best in the world.
Did you mute yourself, Ray?
I don't think so. Hello? No? Can you hear me? Can people in the chat hear me?
I can't.
Guys and gals, really quickly, can you hear me in the chat? Can you hear me, Vet? Okay, Vet is gone. So, just Type in the yes if you can hear me in the chat. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, we can't hear you. Okay, very cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was, and Mike Martin, welcome back. It has been a long time. We miss you, my friend. Nice to have you. Of course, we have Dan Heffron, Cold Blooded, everybody chatting in. Elizabeth, all our friends are here. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on with the vet, but with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this was today in professional wrestling history. All right, ladies and perfect timing, vet. Is everything okay?
My computer is bugging out.
It's okay. It's all right. Happens. Maybe you got infected by Jimmy T.
I hope not.
Well, vet, I mean, there's only so much you can do, sir, when you're the best in the world. It's not your fault that the things, fall apart. You're the best in the world. So everything anything that you use, anybody that you hang out with, anyone that you know is going to be a little less than you are.
Well, it's even StreamYard. It's a StreamYard problem, actually.
Possibly. But with that being said, why don't we walk out of the yard, ladies and gentlemen? Walk with us as we talk NXT. Oh, yeah. I feel it. I feel it.
Yeet. 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 Yeet.
Oh, that was a late yeet. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, come on. Let's go. We're walking. And walk. We're walking. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT June 10th, 2025 with a huge main event. Femi, defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Jasper Troy. Who? Well, guys, if you haven't watched NXT, this man has sprung up. Bigger, stronger, bigger, better, badder. His first real match, I guess you would say. What kind of real match against a real opponent, right? I don't know. Well, anyway, Jasper Troy getting the title match out of the blue. Vet, I hand it off to you. We kick this off.
Well, we're getting Femi walking through the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because people like to arrive at the building. And then he's viciously attacked by Jasper Troy.
What?
It's so vicious.
He didn't throw him through a car window or anything, did he?
Actually, he did.
What?
Yeah. And then the announcers were so shocked. They were like, I can't believe he just did that. Anyway, we have to have a match with Ethan Page now.
What's Jasper Troy doing in the Impact Zone? Parking lot.
Yeah. So once again, we have one of these things where they have like a thing, like they're doing a thing that's supposed to be shocking. Like, I can't believe, look at this vicious attack. Look at what?
I just want to answer the question. That's not Holyfield's son. It's the other black guy.
Which one?
No, it's not Holyfield's son. That kid's name is something Holyfield. It's Jasper Troy.
All right. So, again, we have this thing. You just slammed Femi through a car windshield, and they're like, whatever, let's go to Ethan Page. Like, it's just, why are you even doing it if you don't care? This should be like 20 minutes of the show.
It should be. They should have followed him into the medical facility. You should have him fighting off the, no, I'm okay. Like they really should have followed up with this. You are correct, sir. Or maybe, check this out. They like doing picture in picture. How about, all right, we're going to follow this in picture. We'll see what's going on. But we have this match. We always, because they can't go behind this. They can't, they have a scheduled match and we have to go to this match. But in picture, we'll see what's happening. And during the entrances of the match, you can kind of allude to what's happening in the picture. You can do that, right?
You're right.
That,
we have some updates,
Mackenzie Mitchell, what's her name? The girl backstage? Not Mackenzie Mitchell.
She's a TNA announcer now.
Oh. I like that girl, though. Whatever her name was.
Well, she's in TNA.
Oh.
So, Yeah, so we don't care about Obafemi getting attacked in the parking lot. That's just another boring occurrence. It's so run-of-the-mill. It's so blah. It's so milquetoast. Let's just go to Ethan Page versus Shawn Legacy.
Mm-hmm. Listen, if Shawn Legacy's a cheese sandwich, he's at least Colby Jack cheese.
No, Shawn Legacy is like he's like a Subway sandwich or something.
That's not bad.
Like a hoagie.
It's
not
bad.
particularly exciting, but like not a plain cheese sandwich, but still nothing like you're not going to like go out of your way really. It's just if you happen to be passing by someone's offering.
It's like if you're really hungry and you just happen to have a $5 in your pocket. Oh wait, they don't have $5 footlongs, do they anymore?
Ooh. $9 footlong? Is that what it is?
$9 6-incher.
Yeah.
That's what Colin likes.
So, anyways, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like he's not the worst. He's not the cheesiest of sandwiches, but he's still just a sandwich. Ethan Page is he's a wonderful cheese sandwich. I'm sorry.
Ethan Page. Stop it with the Ethan Page hate. He's so fucking good. He has weird titties, but he's really, really good. This was a good match though between the two boys.
I mean, it was okay, but here's what I didn't like about it. He just beat him.
Yeah.
Like there was no cheating involved. Like
Page.
And the actual people, shut up. The actual people that
it's true.
The actual people in the building for some reason were into Legacy at that moment. Now, granted, it's that crowd of people.
Oh.
But
what do you mean that crowd?
They know what they're getting at NXT, right? So why not get heat for your heel and have him cheat a little bit then? I mean, you should have certainly known that if not cheering for Shawn Legacy, they would certainly be against Ethan Page. So if you're going to do this finish, it basically made it look like Ethan Page outsmarted him and then beat him rather than like took a shortcut to win. Like, wow, this guy was better than I thought, but I will cheat and I will win. That should be the psychology of a basic babyface heel match with 2 cheese sandwiches or 1 hoagie and 1 cheese sandwich. So just a little something, but I guess, we don't care. Or maybe they did it on purpose. Like, who knows?
Did you like the way All Ego Ethan Page got heat from the crowd for just leaving that headlock on for a sweet 15 minutes? Come on. That's good heel heat. That's like good heel heat.
But it was a legal chin lock. He didn't even choke him. He didn't do the gimmick where he like chokes him for a little bit and the ref comes around and he's like, nope, I had a chin lock. Like nothing fun in this match. It's just 2 white dudes going at it for like the allotted amount of time until one wins.
Yeah, but there was a Tope con Hero.
Hero sandwich?
Mm-hmm. Tope con Hero sandwich.
He's a hero sandwich.
That's a new gimmick. You can walk around with a foot long sandwich and then you kick it up in the air and it lands on your shoulder. Have the sandwich on your shoulder like a,
right. And then someone could give it a Spanish fly.
Yeah, like Ayesca. Yes. Ayesca, is it Ayesca?
We already we get what you're referencing, right?
So Ethan Page wins this match.
Yes, he wins the match, and then Ricky Saints attacks viciously.
The real main event.
Yeah, he's back, from his crippling injury. And so he attacks him, right?
Go ahead. And
he's attacking him, and then they're just like, well, time to cut away.
Yep.
It's exactly what we did with Obafemi and Jasper Troy at the beginning.
Did he have a cast just over his Adam's apple?
Just a little tape on it?
Never saw that before in my life from a neck injury. Just like little strips of tape going right across here. Just
the athletic tape. The athletic tape on a throat.
What is it called? Kinesio tape or something?
Yeah, kinesio tape. These guys are such a rib.
That was gay, dude.
I swear.
Not gay either.
I didn't even notice it, so I'm just taking your word for it.
Oh, forget it.
Because this is how much I don't care. But what I noticed was that they cut away again. Like they try to get you interested in some violence, and then they're like, Nope, we got Ava in the office with fatal influence. Like, that's fuck all that. Fuck the beating that's happening in the ring right now. We got to go to Ava in the office. Here we go. So she's having a meeting, and then here comes Lainey Reed, and I'm still like, who is this?
Ooh.
She comes in, she slaps Reptilian Britt Baker across the face.
No,
across Across the neck, but it's supposed to be the face.
Twice.
Yes, and then that's perfectly fine. In her book, it's cool, and her two friends don't care either. So, you know, they yap a little bit more, and then she slaps her again.
Two worst slaps I've ever seen. Not only did the kid pull him, but she hit her right in the fucking shoulder blade. That's what's out of me. Just a lot of miscues here tonight.
Well, her reward for slapping her twice is getting a title match.
That's how you do it. Listen, let me tell you something, folks out there. If you want a promotion at your job, you just walk up to your boss or your boss's boss and slap that son of a bitch right across his or her face. I guarantee they'll be like, well, sir or ma'am, you've earned that promotion. Right? That's real life. How do you think I graduated from high school? I wasn't any good. I slapped my teachers. Every one of them.
Well, there's your lesson, guys.
Brought to you by Next Level.
Zaruka or Zarisol or whichever one you prefer is filming a TikTok, and then they notice some drama unfolding in the background, and then they decide to catch that instead.
Bet we have to interrupt this message for a
Yes, boy!
Yowie wowie! We do have a $5 super sticker from Lab Rat. We have to interrupt this podcast for the question: who sticks their tongue out more, JC Jane or the great Mr. Iguana? Vet, for $5, can you answer this question?
Wow, are we talking careers or?
That's a good
or
question.
Or on average?
Why don't we do on average?
I think it's a tie. It could be a tie.
Could be a tie. Now, if Mr. Iguana sticks out his tongue and then Ayeska sticks out her tongue at the same time, are they one? Because then you can double that tongue sticking out gimmick. You know what I mean, right?
Well, I think in the interest of fairness, we can only count Mr. Iguana's.
But Ayeska. By the way,
well, you could put Layeska versus RBB in a.
But by the way, you had mentioned on the wreckage that you had never heard this man cut a promo. You talk about Mr. Iguana, and all of his promos are in Spanish. He does speak English fluently, but he is actually a really good promo. Like, he's very well. And if you take the face paint off, hear me out. He's a good-looking guy. Very well liked. I had to do some research because I had no idea.
Why are you still talking? You got enough talking about Mr. Iguana yesterday. That was all the Mr. Iguana you get to talk about. So if you missed it, go check out I Like It Raw, free on YouTube. The archive is still there. You can hear Ray talk about Mr. Iguana for the better part of 30 minutes and try to bring him up multiple times, even though they already talked about him. It's not going to happen here. The Culling is having a meeting where Izzy explains her reasoning for culling Big Jack Perry out of the group.
I don't care.
Yeah, nobody does. Do you care about... Now, these guys are in AAA too. Psycho Clown and Octagon Jr.
I'm interested.
That's all. Just them. They got a front row seat.
Oh. Okay.
Did you like how Octagon Jr. randomly got a Money in the Bank match?
No. I thought they should have switched it up and gave it to fucking Iguana. Sorry.
Well,
I'm an Iguana
they
guy.
All right. So this is the Team Culling versus Team Noah. And, yeah. So the return, Yoshi's back.
I like him. I like him a lot. So we need a third guy, right, with a mohawk, or is this just going to be a tag team? Wasn't a terrible match. There's not much to talk about, man. I'm looking at this NXT here. It was just like a very basic show with some shitty punches and kicks. Now in retrospect, with weird storylines, doing weird twists and turns. This may have been not a bad show, but it was possibly one of the worst produced shows, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But yeah, man. Hey, listen. You can't go wrong with the fat, strong Japanese guy with a half a head of hair. So that's over.
Oh. Well, that's why it's Josh Briggs who falls when this Niko guy hits a Dominator off the top rope to him.
Who saw that coming?
Not Josh Briggs.
Yeah, apparently not. Real stuck that one.
Back in the office, Ava is reprimanding Ricky Saints for... This is funny. An NXT GM telling one of her wrestlers that they can't just go around attacking people. Isn't that the kettle calling the kettle the kettle? Well, maybe Ava's not the kettle. She never attacked anybody. Well, she was in that one faction. She probably attacked some people back then, but that was a long time ago. We don't remember that. So anyway, yeah, he can't talk back because his taped up throat. So she just sends him home and he can't say nothing.
Well, why would you, if you had a taped up throat, vet, would you go to work? Revamp Wrestling? What's going on, my friend?
Yeah, I definitely would.
You would go with a taped up throat?
Mm-hmm.
With kinesio tape all over your throat?
Yep.
Just walk into the
Even if I had to wrap the tape all the way around, like a collar. Yeah, I'd still do it. Yeah. You're going to have to send me home, which she did. She sent him home.
Sent him home. Well, that's good. Good for him.
So he went home. No questions.
More Xbox time.
Sarah is giving us an update. She's saying that despite the windshield, Oba is still going to defend his championship against Jasper Troy. And then they pan over. They pan over and they see Andre Chase chewing out his new students and saying, like, if you want to do this, you're going to do it my way, and it's time to go back to class.
Well, basically,
what we have right now is a teachable moment.
So, they have to learn. You didn't mention that they were pulling little shards of glass out of Oba's body. But
little tweezers. Was that in the background? They could have done that,
Why didn't he have little spots of blood on his wrap?
Yeah, it's so easy.
Right? You just take a red marker and just...
Yep.
Anyway, it's
what do we know? We get... Okay, this is probably, like, in some ways, the highlight of what people would want to talk about, if anything, from this show.
All right.
We get a vignette for the Glamour.
Oh, that was nice. I like this.
Yeah, which they do it in this sort of the cartoony, like 60s TV style of look like Bewitched or something.
Mm-hmm. Leave It a Beaver.
Or I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie. I guess
something like that.
Yeah.
And then we get to find out the gimmick name.
Yeah, Mariah May. Oh wait.
Yeah, no.
Blake Monroe.
Blake Monroe. What do we think about this?
Why not Mariah Monroe?
Why not Mariah May?
I don't know. Why would they?
Because there's something I'm not sure about.
Mm-hmm.
She was Mariah May before AEW.
Right.
So when she signed an AEW contract, did she sign away that name when she came in with it? Or does WWE just not want to use it even though they could? Does she own her name and they chose not to use it? Same question for who else recently came in? Ricky Saints.
Right.
Could they just not use Ricky Starks, or is it more likely that they just didn't want to, even though they totally could?
I think they didn't want. Her real name is Mariah May Mead, Mead. That's her real shoot name.
So they technically couldn't block her from using it.
No, she could have been Mariah May. That's her name. She was born 1998, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, no. I don't like it.
Are they going with Marilyn Monroe? Is that what they're trying to do?
I guess. And for the people that like, because I saw people on like what I've seen from people on social media, just a couple of people that I know, and so probably lots of other people. I see people defending the name change.
Why?
I don't know. It's like,
I don't even like this name.
It's not even about the name. It's not about whether the name is good or not. It could be a better name than Mariah May. It doesn't matter. The whole idea, look, if you're trying to stick it, then we want to know who you stole. I want Ricky Starks. I want Mariah May.
Says here, the name by Revamp Wrestling, the name was inspired by a family member that is a child.
Yeah. Yeah, and guess what?
What? Nobody knows that. I didn't
You remember Michael McGillicuddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his mother's maiden name.
Oh no.
Doesn't make it a good idea. It doesn't matter.
Should have went with Hennig.
Yeah, probably Hennig would have been good. And probably Mariah May. I mean, if you want to give the middle finger to AEW, you tell everybody you got one of their people. That's how you do it.
It was okay that they used Ricky Saints, kind of, because it's
It
still
still
Ricky.
sucks, though.
It sucks as fuck, but it's still Ricky, right? We know it's Ricky Starks, but they went so far away from what she is. I mean, could you have done anything else though? May Mariah? I don't know, dude. Not a fan of the name, but much like I say, give it time. Maybe we'll grow to love it, because I know he'll always be Walter for some people, but Gunther kind of works. And I forget that he was Walter now. I do. I know you don't. I know you still call him Walter, but sometimes it ends up working out okay. We'll see. We'll have to. So for those who are not AEW fans, for those who don't know Mariah May, what are we expecting? Seriously, I'm asking you a sincere question. What are we expecting? I don't know much about the young lady, besides that she's hot, like really pretty.
Yeah, I don't have any real complaints about Mariah May. I guess the thing that would probably set her apart is you're probably going to look at her and see like this another dainty blonde or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But like as far as physical, like she's pretty grimy. Like she's going to get in there and like, you know what I mean? Like she's not going to be a diva. She's going to beat people's ass.
Oh, so she's tough.
Right. Like she's not going to, she's not one of these people that's afraid to bump, her stuff is kind of stiff looking.
Okay. I'm into it.
So she's going to she's not going to wrestle like she looks is basically my point. Don't expect a lot of like Tiffy time gymnast bullshit.
Okay. So she's
more strong style. She came up from Stardom, so
she's a brawler.
Well, like I said, she came through Stardom, so it's a lot of that.
Okay. I'm not a fan of Stardom. I'm really sure, but I'm gonna trust you. And I'm expecting. We'll see. I'm expecting some good stuff. She is a very attractive. She looks like the Mrs. Wife a little bit, like Maurice.
A little bit, yeah.
She got some Maurice in her.
Well, here's another lady you like, Lash Legend.
Oh, I love Lash.
Making her entrance. But before now you only see this if you watch the international feed, but apparently during the commercial breaks, they do the Sol Ruca surf cam, where the camera pans around the arena, and when it stops on people, they pretend to surf.
Mm-hmm.
Like JC Mateo.
I don't see that.
You didn't see it?
Mm-mm.
It's like a kiss cam, but you surf instead.
All right. How do you do that? Just
yeah, they fake surf. One guy did the old like the beach movie like the dance where he, yeah.
Of course, we all know that. Or the was it the Batusi?
Yeah. There you go. Anyway, so wait a minute. What's that? I see a question. Oh, or a comment. Mike Martin says, "I don't personally care about her wrestling. I want a sexy chick that is a badass." Well, how do you know? How do you know if she's a badass without her wrestling?
That's right.
You need her wrestling to see how badass she is. I'm telling you, I think she's a badass, but you be the judge. Ren versus Lash is your match.
Mm-hmm.
Ren Sinclair versus Lash Legend is your match. Kalani's on commentary. It's too late to disavow this because you already watched it, but you can decline to comment, I suppose.
But Lash Legend's in it. I like her new theme song.
Yeah?
Yeah. It works for her.
Well, she ends up winning with a like a thing.
Sideways.
Like
a
sidewalk slam sort of thing.
I was going to ask you about that. Is this a botched finish? Because that shit looked weird out of nowhere.
I don't know.
Didn't it look like off to you? Like it was a mistake and then she gets a pin?
I may or may not have struggled to maintain my attention
That's fair.
span during this.
That's fair. If you watched it, it was.
But
just
I
weird.
thought it looked like a side slam. And I was like, when does Lash Legend win with a side slam? So I guess, to your point, yes, I was a little weird.
It's just weird, dude. Weird. Here you go.
Weird.
Well, Lash wins. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the momentum going. Progressive Insurance presents Lainey Reed. Again, who is this? But I do like that she's like, I'm not giving her the credit, but whoever is telling her to do it. I do like when she's just like, it's the most beatable champion in NXT history.
It's fucked up, man.
I love it.
You know what that means, right? They're going to keep that belt on her for like 3 years.
Probably.
Who's going to take it? Jordan Grace? Probably. Probably Jordan Grace,
probably.
yeah. All right. Anyway.
Probably.
Anyway. But
Sarah.
She's the Southern princess or some shit, right? Southern Sunset?
I don't know. Like, she was just saying a bunch of stuff, talking about a rodeo. I'm like, what? Are you going to ride a woman here on TV? I guess I'll watch that.
How about this? When she says, you may be something with my accent. And she's speaking perfect, like no accent.
Yeah. I remember when she said that. And I was like,
right? Because now if she would have said, well, you may be like, making fun of my accent. But no, she's just like, hey, you may be. There was nothing Southern about her fucking accent.
She's a Masterpiece Theater voice.
Brother, she sounded like a regular New Yorker. Or like, I don't know. There was no accent.
No accent.
Anyway.
You know who else has no accent? Sarah Schreiber.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah. She's interviewing Jasper Troy, and she's like, hey, you idiot. Didn't you ever think that if you put your opponent through a windshield, you might not get a title match, you moron? He was like, nah, I'm not worried about it. I left him breathing, so I'm sure he'll defend his title.
Hey, what did you think of Jasper Troy, man, on the microphone? Not bad, right? Straight to the point. Pretty good.
He's all right.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. All right, well, it's time to see if the most beatable champion in NXT history can get beat by this rodeo clown. It's Lainey versus Reptilian Britt Baker.
Rodeo clown, vet.
Well, she didn't say what she did in the rodeo, so I'm just assuming.
She rode the horses. She was a horse rider girl.
Oh, you ride horses?
Yeah.
The rodeo?
Yeah. Oh. And she
Not
was
the
also,
bull?
remember, she was also a track star, apparently.
Oh. Just like,
How does that help you in a fight? I'm just wondering.
well, if you're a track star and you do a lot of running, that means you probably have strong quads. And
I'm talking about the horse riding.
oh, well, if you can wrangle a horse, you can wrangle a human. Horses are much stronger and more muscular than humans.
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, they had a match, and Fallon did the half-ass jump up, literally half-ass, like she didn't even get all the way up on the apron. She just got up a little bit and was like, ah! And then
yeah.
that's all it took. That's all it took to distract the bull rider.
She rode bulls and she got distracted by a girl going,
yeah.
to be there. Anyway.
Yeah, and then Britt Baker hits her move, her elbow, her rolling encore, I think they're calling it.
Why not?
That doesn't make sense. That's not a phrase. It's not even a pun, but she does that, and then Ava's up in the nest. Like, why is the GM up in the nest? But whatever, she's there, and she's like,
dog. She was getting a glizzy.
getting a glizzy. And she basically takes a long, boring way to say that they're going to have more matches into a fatal 4-way, into a this to determine that her contender for her championship will happen at Battleground or no, Revolution.
Sure.
Sorry, I've still got Battleground on the brain because of that
Lord.
wrestling promotion that Jinder Mahal walked out of.
Jesus Christ. What was that called? The IW something? I don't know.
Battleground Championship Wrestling.
Fuck out of here. The BTL. The BTL. BTL.
Don't clip that.
Don't clip it.
Yeah, Women's Evolution 2. It's back.
Not gonna watch it.
You may be interested to know that on Cody's podcast, and Ray, if you have a drop that sounds anything like what something Cody might say or the name of his podcast, feel free to play it now as I vamp for you while you find it.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, whatever you guys want to talk about, he's going to talk about it with Damian Priest.
Oh, Kemp.
Priest.
Damian Priest. Drinking some. I got to tell you something. If I'm drinking with you, brother, and you give me that light ass little pour, did you see that little fucking drop he put in there? Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe he's on a diet.
Vodka is on the keto list, my friend. Very low calories, no sugar, hardly any. That's my alcohol of choice. It is clear.
I don't know if Wheatley's has anything in their recipe.
It's
perhaps.
so good you drink it neatly. Bro, he was just like, I don't know, man. He's like, yeah. So and I was like, wait, that glass is not full. It barely melted the ice. Anyway, excited to not listen to that podcast.
Yeah, who wants to? So Team Noah is ruminating on their loss. And then First Class walks in. Now, if you don't know who First Class is, that is none other than Casey Navarro and AJ Francis, aka Top Dollar.
I thought that was his kid. He brought his kid to work day. Is that what it was?
It might be his kid, but it's also his like tag team partner, kind of.
That guy wrestles?
He's a wrestler.
No, stop it. The little one. The girl.
Yeah.
The female
Yeah.
that he brought in with him. With the deep
That's
voice.
right.
That girl wrestles.
Also,
She's tiny.
track star, rodeo star.
Vet, are you serious? No, seriously, that Navarro kid, that kid wrestles in a ring? Like in a wrestling ring?
Mm-hmm.
How?
With his arms and legs and his whole body.
When Top Dollar turned around, I actually thought that little thing was his penis. I was like, why is his penis talking on TV?
All right. Well, I mean, okay, I broke. What do you want? I couldn't keep it up. So, yeah.
That is
Top Dollar.
embarrassing, dude.
He's back. He's back. He brought a friend.
Holla, holla. Yeah. Penis with a weight.
But the artist is right. He's still bigger than some people on NXT. So
Is he, though?
he's
Is he
bigger than
really?
Wes Lee.
He is not bigger than Wesley. Wesley's a shoot 5'9".
No, he's not. He cut his
No?
hair. He's not 5'9" anymore.
Oh. That's terrible.
All right. Well, anyway, so they are there, but so is Hello, I am Elijah. I said, hello, I am Elijah.
I don't know what's the comeback to this.
I don't know. It just,
Oh, hi, Elijah.
yeah. Yes. Who wants to walk with Elijah?
Dring.
In TNA, we walk this way. That's his new catchphrase.
He's kind of short. It's like, wow, he's shorter than I thought. Or maybe just Top Dollar is huge.
He's pretty tall.
He's a big guy.
All right. Luca and Tony are walking, and Tony doesn't trust him, so he's like, you go first. And
after you.
After you.
Fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah, they make their entrance. We get a little no quarter catch crew. Like, looks like Miles Bourne is there, and Tavion Heights is like, hey, actually, I'm about to leave. Yeah. Javon Evans comes in, and there's a whole thing, and kind of gets into it with Charlie a little bit. Doesn't matter. We show Worlds Collide highlights. And Iguana and Wagner are in the crowd now.
I believe in Iguana. Clap, clap.
And they are here to see High Rise, which is the new name of In the Mud, versus the D'Angelo family, or whatever this is now, the lawyer, just him and the lawyer.
Yep. Me and my lawyer.
Yeah. It's a match. Stax causes a misunderstanding, and Tony gets beat. That's the short way of saying it because it doesn't deserve any more time.
No, this was silly. This was they did the whole spiel of, oh, I don't trust you. Oh. What happened after the match?
After the match?
Yeah.
What did happen? You mean just what was next?
So remember, Stax Lorenzo comes out.
Right. He came in. Yeah.
He had the crowbar over here.
Yeah, the crowbar thing.
And the crowbar got passed into the ring over here.
Right.
And then you get Tony D'Angelo. He's like, hey, he turns around. He sees Luca Crusifino with the crowbar. Now, Luca Crusifino, he could have definitely hit the Don over the head with the fucking crowbar, but he didn't. Now, is he plotting? Who knows? We don't know what the hell's going on here. He had the chance, but when Tony turned around, Tony's like, hey, what are you doing over there with the fucking crowbar? Hey, forget about it. You can try to hit me with that. And Luca's like, no, I didn't do anything there, boss. And Tony's like, hey, I see you with the crowbar. You could have fucking hit me, but you didn't. And Luca's like, yeah, you get my point.
Yeah, I was just gonna blow past all that because I'm tired of these guys.
Shit. Okay, that's fair.
Sarah and Trick. Trick does another good promo. Mm-hmm. 2 in a row. He's knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. And then we get our main event. Troy and Oba walk, and then we get the match. Yeah. Oba's not walking with the same swagger that he normally has because he's hurt. He's taped up.
Just one arm. He's doing the one arm.
Yeah, just a one arm. He tries to lift both his arms to do the Batman in the corner pose, and he can't.
The cat on a TV pose.
So these guys went out there and they had a pretty good match,
right?
Jasper is not. He's good,
right? Not bad.
I mean, couple little things, but pretty good.
Not bad at all.
Makes sense why he won the LFG, whatever that means. Like, I don't know, since I didn't watch the show, I don't know what winning it really consisted of, but he won it. So if Taker's high on him, we'll get to all this stuff. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the match itself, good match.
Mm-hmm. A good big man match.
Yeah, good big man match. Now, there was a couple gimmicks. Okay, gimmick number 1.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, gimmick number 1. Hard Irish whip and the middle turnbuckle falls off.
It's supposed to fall off the first time, just so you know that.
Hey, we're live, pal.
Yeah, so they did it again. Round 2, fight.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a Street Fighter reference.
So basically, they do this gimmick turnbuckle thing.
Oh.
And then that gives then the referees all come out and like try to put the ring back together. Humpty Dumpty.
Let's go to commercial.
Humpty Dumpty, this thing. The match keeps going on. I like how there was this one part where the rope was laying on the ground and like Jasper was stepping over it. And the referee like couldn't pull it back because it would have tripped up against his foot or whatever. So he just had to wait until Jasper figured out that he was in the way, and then he could start fixing the match, or the ring. But so they're doing that in the background. A lot of this probably took place on commercial break, didn't it?
It did. Picture in picture. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, my feed showed the whole thing. So.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah. So that happened. Gimmick number 2, they did another thing where someone got thrown in the barricade. You know, we never see that ever. We never see anybody go through a barricade. They should really reinforce those things, considering that they're the only line of defense between them and a lawsuit.
Well, they also have the fans are sitting a little higher and they're behind glass. So,
well, what if they didn't throw them into that one?
Oh, that's a good point.
Right. We got lucky tonight. So that happened. But other than that, good match. Now, the finish was supposed to be a fall from grace. And for some strange reason, this fucking guy decided he wasn't going to count to 3 because why?
I don't know. The referee we're talking about, Indian Jones.
The only reason that I can think of that this might have happened is if they talked about him kicking out of 1 just to put himself over as like strong, and he forgot. So the ref didn't count, which that is the wrong thing to do. If you plan a finish and the guy doesn't kick out, just count it. That's it. I saw the same. I've seen this happen a lot. Way more in the past few years than I ever did all my years of watching wrestling up till then. So yeah, the refs just have to count. I'm sorry. You can always look, this shit ain't real. You can always work around it later. If somebody has to lose a belt over something, you can give it back to them another way.
I guess you can.
But this wasn't even that, because the champion was the one pinning. So it's not like if he didn't kick out, it would have mattered, because all he did was pick him up, throw him off the ropes, and do it again. And then the ref counted to 3.
As we see here. Now here's the move. Let's see if his shoulder's up at a 1, 2. Oh no.
He just didn't move. He was paralyzed. He might as well have been paralyzed, because he didn't move at all.
No.
Not even a dreadlock.
Let me see if his eyes were closed. Look at his eyes. His eyes widen. He's like, oh shit, I fucked up. That's great. That's great. That's fucking great. What does it say? The ref, when Oba grabbed his leg. Get off of me. I don't know what the fuck that is. That's fantastic, bro. That is a major. So what happens to the referee backstage? You think any...
Oh, I hope he got read the riot act.
He must have, right?
He already felt like probably... Well,
dog shit?
I don't care if he feels like shit, but he probably did. He knew he fucked up immediately, and what else can he do at that point once he realizes, oh my God. But that's the thing, like, this is why I don't, like, anytime I worked with a ref, I would just tell him the finish. I didn't tell him how we were getting to it. And there was a time when I called an audible in a match. Like, the match was going so badly in my mind that I was like, I'm ending it now. So I got, I had the guy hit me with a move, and I was staying down, and the ref went down to count, and I said, count it, just count it, just count it. I repeated it multiple times so there could be no mistake. But he didn't know, because he knew what the finish was supposed to be. And when I changed it, I told him, count it, count it, count it, count it, count it, count it, just to make sure. And he did. And that was it. He didn't pull up because he knew the finish was something I told him that was going to be different, So I don't know what this guy's problem is, but it's good if the refs don't know too much, because if they have to call it like a shoot, it's going to look better on TV.
Yeah, man. It's bad because again, you mentioned, I mentioned, we both mentioned the fact that they had a good match. It was one of the better big man matches I've seen in quite some time. Whereas, they found it like, the big man was taken off his feet by another big man, but it wasn't easy. I like the spot on the apron where Femi just hits him with this big overhand chop, boom, and he sells it, and it hulks up right away. Like, oh shit. That was cool. The fact that Femi was able to get that motherfucker up without really much help, if you watch the match, and throw him, do that fucking toss that he does.
Well, hold on. Let's say this. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is just my eye. Okay.
Go ahead, bro. Go for it.
But one of the things that I liked about Jasper is he's incredibly light. Like when he went up for a slam, he went up for a slam like he did not sandbag at all. He was so light, like when Oba picked him up for a slam. And it was funny because Oba gave him a body slam early in the match. And then later on, when he took a bump, Vic Joseph was like, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first time he's been off his feet. And I was like, no, you are mistaken because he slammed him earlier in the match. But you could tell by the way he went up for the slam that he was very light. So he's really good at that aspect of it. But what you saw was the fact that they weren't on the same page on the down up part.
Right.
Like normally when you're picking somebody up like that, you kind of go down up together. Like that's
right.
how
that's
the rhythm of it. And it was off his, he was off. He slightly was off on that going up. So he wasn't as light on that. So Oba had to do a little bit of lifting, but otherwise, if they had to do that 9 more times, I'm sure he would have went up easy for it 9 more times.
So is there such a thing as being too, like protecting your partner in the ring too much? Let me explain. There was a portion of the match where Jasper Troy had Femi up on the apron, and remember when he dropped him on the apron? But you could see he cradled him all the way down onto his arm. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a broken arm. I mean, he's lucky he didn't break his arm on that one. But did you notice that? And did you, is there such a thing as protecting your opponent too much?
It's better to err on the side of caution, in my opinion.
Right.
I'm not look, there's so much stuff that makes wrestling look fake, like including this fucking ref, that I'm not going to worry about that bump if he took too much care of him. It's better to take care of somebody and have it look fake than just to be reckless and then the guy can't work anymore, But in this situation here, like you said, he could have hurt himself instead. So that could just be a little bit inexperienced. For all I know, Jasper Troy has never given anybody a sidewalk slam on an apron before. Right. So maybe he just didn't really know how to do it. In which case, the old Dusty Rhodes, don't do fit you don't know how to do, baby.
So all in all, it sounds like you thought Jasper Troy did a really good job. And do you see, I hate using the P word, but is there any potential in this big man?
Yeah, I mean, there's more than potential. It's just where did he fit in? Because we got a crowded landscape here. You know?
Femi's obviously going to be called up soon enough. So I'm assuming he'll probably be the next Oba in NXT. My question is, my question is why do you just shotgun this match now? That's what I think. I have a feeling that they may actually have a rematch and they're going to put the belt on this kid quick. Like,
well, I would have rather him get in Oba's face right away, like he did. And then Oba Femi being like, I'm sorry, you got to earn this.
Right.
Which technically is that part of the gimmick of LFG? Winner gets an NXT title shot. I don't know. Again, I didn't watch that shit. So I don't know what all that stuff came with, but if that's not the case, then you could have had that story running in the background. Like he's like, okay. And then he beats a guy, and then he beats another guy, and then he beats another guy. Right. And maybe he beats Ethan Page, take that belt.
Nobody does.
He could definitely beat Ethan Page. Yeah, and then all this time you see, and Oba's like, okay, I see you. And then when it's finally time, then it can be like, oh my God, he just beat Obafemi. He just ran through this whole roster, beat Obafemi, sent Obafemi packing to the main roster or whatever it is. However you want to do that, you could have done that. Or you could just have him have a match with Oba right away and beat him. Wow. Now what? Where do we go now? Like, we've got nothing now, so we just start over.
Well, I got to tell you, I haven't enjoyed a big man match like this in quite some time. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. Well done. A lot of things we both enjoyed about this show, and both things that not so good. I think moving forward, I will disavow anything with what's her name. I'm not going to mention her name anymore. And Tony D'Angelo's gimmick is a close second. So just remember, that can switch out any week. Is that fair?
Sure.
Speaking about weeks, Vet, what do we got going on this week? What are you gonna put over as we sign off here?
Well, you can follow me at Opinion Haver everywhere. You can check me out every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the Impact Attack with Brandon, where we talk about TNA. And you can hear about guys like First Class and Elijah and such. Then every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, I join Jimmy T for Direct Gigs, where we talk about AEW. Another 4-hour extravaganza coming at you this tonight. And we'll be there to break it down for you on Sunday. So cool. Please join us there. And if you want to look at some affiliates, we got Wrestling with Rip Rogers every Friday at their concrete time, usually 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We have Stevie Richards Show, new episode every Friday. Lots of good stuff with the Stevie Richards Show. And you got Limpin' Ain't Easy, which there could be a new episode right now with Timmy Baltimore. So please check that out. And that's pretty much it for me, Ray. What do you got going on?
Well, don't forget we have the Monday Locker Room, and of course the Smack Attack. You know, that's a good show. The Pro Wrestling Reflection, they are going to be off this week. They're just taking a break. Sometimes they need a breather because they do a lot of shows, and they're close to episode 200. They've done way more than 200 episodes, but for the original episodic episode, as the professor would say, they are, I think, 4 away. They're at 196 of the original show, not counting the spotlight shows and all that other stuff. So this is the episodic shows. So they're going to take a little break this week, and then they'll be back next week for a new episode. What are they going to talk about? I guess you're going to have to tune in. Don't forget, man, if you guys missed Monday Night Raw, if you didn't hear a review, or if you just want something to watch, me, Jimmy T, were joined by Matt Schaffer this week, and we had a really fun show. I got some good positive feedback. People had fun watching it, and I think we had fun doing it. Well, I had fun doing it, and I'm sure the boys did as well. So you can tune in every single Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where for some reason I set my alarm clock properly. With that being said, I have to apologize again, guys, for the late start. I want to thank you guys for all the cool motherfucking super chats. I'll just throw them up here one more time. We got Scotty Woodford. We got Cold Blooded. We got Scotty Woodford again. We got Kevin Marty, who left us early, but you know he'll be back next week. We have the lovely Elizabeth, Frank's Pickleball Ass, Lab Rat, and thank you guys so much. We appreciate you. We thank you from the cockles of our hearts. And I think that's it. That's a wrap for this week for me, folks. Again,
by the way, Ray, that Timmy Baltimore is premiering now, and it's SoCal Val is his guest.
Is it going on right now as we speak?
It's going on right now. It's so right now that it's basically already like over.
Oh, well, that's not fun.
But it's not over. It's on. And it's a premiere. So it's a premiere video. It's not like live, but it's a premiere, so you can maybe go back and start at the beginning, I think.
I'm going to read this last thing here because Elizabeth's, the queen of this. She says, "Can I just say that if Lash hadn't beat her, would that have been ridiculous? Lash is like 2 times her size." Yeah. Lash Legend. Listen, Elizabeth. Here's the deal. Lash Legend is the perfect wrestler. She should have beat her with. She could just beat her with a chop. Lash is perfect. And so are you guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we sincerely thank you. And that is it. We'll see you next week, folks. Thank you for joining us. We love you guys so much. And maybe next week we'll talk some more video games. Who knows? Maybe some movies, right? We could talk some movies. Say goodbye, man.
Goodbye.
What's your name, fella?
Triple H.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
This is the Hustler Rip Rogers. Yeah, it's fucking me. Yeah, and listen to the fucking Hameen Media Group. That's Ben Hameen Media Group from Rip Rogers. Go get him and go fuck yourself.
Bye, guys.